Hi, I'm Leonard Maltin.
And I'm Jessie Maltin.
We're here on Main Street in Park City for the Sundance Film Festival, and we're going to celebrate a film that's at the Slamdance Festival. And it is directed by Kat Alioshin, and it features Spike Decker, and it's called Animation Outlaws. And it's the story of Spike and Mike. And if you've been around for a little while, you surely know Spike and Mike, and if you don't, this film will tell you what you need to know about these guys. You and your partner, the late Mike Gribble, really put independent animation in the mainstream.
Thank you.
And thank you for doing it. I mean, a lot of people got their start. I mean, their careers were launched by your festival, which went into theaters, not online, in actual movie theaters around the country, exposing these wonderful short films and, in some cases, innovative and inventive and films that people hadn't a chance to see anywhere else. You talk.
Well,
I could go on and on like this.
thank you. I am just very honored to actually support him and make this documentary that was a long time coming. So I actually used 65 clips of animation. So
wow.
any animation fan, even if they hadn't gone to a Spike and Mike, will get a little taste of what it was like. And I'd love to have people see it in the theater to get that reenactment energy. You know, the balloons came down, the dog came on stage. Popping all the balloons.
Mm-hmm.
Mike was an amazing MC. He was a comedian, so he'd get up on stage and do magic tricks, and they just made it an event. They made it a lot of fun, and they go back 40 years, and they launched so many careers, as you mentioned.
That's wild.
Spike, take the mic and drop a few names for us of people who first came to prominence because of your festivals.
Okay. Theatrical premieres. Mike Judge, Beavis and Butthead. Pete Docter.
One of the kingpins of Pixar.
Right. Andrew Stanton.
Another Pixar.
Theatrical in America, Wallace and Gromit. The first short, Vincent, with Tim Burton's first short.
Mm-hmm.
Showing the first Powerpuff Girls. Yeah.
Oh no.
Geez.
No, I mean, that's enough. That would be. There are many more, but that would be enough of a send-off, you know, for what you stood for and what you brought to the people.
Right.
And you did bring it to the people, as Kat was saying. You would MC the shows.
Yes, Mike did it first, then I had to take over after he passed away. My dog, Scotty the Shredding Wonder Dog, was kind of my vicarious way to experience it. So it got so good. I remember one night he got we were Palace of Fine Arts, sold out show, huge theater, standing ovations with his Shredding Wonder Dog.
Now, Kat, here's the $64 question, as they used to say. Where can people see, or how can people see Animation Outlaws?
Well, we're screening here at Slamdance, and we hope to have very interested parties in our audience. They're more than happy. I'd be more than happy if they bought it. But that's the idea, is to get it out there and to have it go theatrical and then eventually streaming. But
so,
it really,
So if somebody with a lot of spare cash happens to be watching this,
yeah.
and they're interested in animation and they want to acquire your documentary, Animation Outlaws, you'd be happy to sell it to them for the right price.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
are there websites and socials?
Yeah, so animationoutlaws.com, and then even just Alioshin at mac.com as well. But you can go there, you can see the trailer.
Great.
Animation Outlaws.
Animationoutlaws.com. And how do you feel being called an outlaw?
Well, it's kind of in my nature. I've always been that way. So, and I think that's what actually, I worked for Spike and Mike. So when I met them in the late 80s, that's what I was very much an outlaw, very much a misfit, punk rocker, whatever you want to call it. But that's what they attracted, and that's who helped them promote their shows, was all these kids on the street.
Do you accept that term gracefully?
Oh, very much so. I want to elaborate on that too. It's just that doing what we've done independently, you know, and still to this day, it's been very, very hard at times. But I know when we first started, we wouldn't even play at movie theaters. We did performing arts centers and universities because there was a fear of not getting your money, because it was held hostage until you had to bring the next film in. And in that we weren't a major corporation, we couldn't get the money. But one night we were doing a show at Wheeler Auditorium at UC Berkeley, and we had college crowd, and we had some titles in there like Lupo the Butcher and Bambi Meets Godzilla. We couldn't show in the original show because it's all ages. So this is 18 and over, and I said, do you guys want to see something we don't normally show? And so we showed it. They went nuts. We did it again this Saturday night, sold that show. They went nuts. I said to Mike, we have a concept. Now we need a brand. We're walking across campus. So I said, Sick and Twisted, bingo it. So that was how that came to be.
And it was not false advertising.
Very-
Lupo the
very
Butcher,
sick. And just
once seen, never forgotten.
talk about some of the folks that are in your film, because you've gotten all
Right.
sorts.
So I work in animation, stop motion animation, and I have since Nightmare Before Christmas. So I was able to build these connections with these amazing directors. So a lot of them started in more of a classical animation style, but someone like Seth Green is in the film. He actually expresses the fact that he wasn't able to do Robot Chicken without having seen and done, been part of the.
Absolutely.
But we go back with the Nick Park. He already mentioned Andrew Stanton, Pete Docter, Mike Mitchell, who was actually a slam dance guy here before with his film The Herd. I also do flyer artists in it as well because their posters are such a big part of the
Very
promotion.
collectible, very
so we
collectible.
have like Everett Peck. We have a young gentleman named Emick who's done a lot of the posters. And females too. That's the thing too. They whoever would come in. We've got Kendall Cronkite, poster artists, but I interview them as well. So I wanted to make sure everyone got exposed.
That's
in that.
That's
Fantastic.
great. Well,
you.
we wish you want to say
Oh,
something.
sorry. One last thing. I just want to go back to the classic show, the non-Sick and Twisted show. It's one thing we had when we first started, sort of the stigma. They just thought it was like, Saturday morning cartoons like the Smurf. And so we spent a lifetime with the original show following the Oscars. At first, the foundation was Will Vinton, the National Film Board of Canada. And then later on, these great epic, to me it's animation's truest art form because it brings art to life, and these great artists like Paul Driesen, the great Dutch animator, and these masters of animation, and on the other side, the non-Sick and Twisted side, the highbrow side of showing those just epic shorts as art
Well,
form.
it's like doing missionary work. It really is.
Yeah.
Bringing art to the masses.
Yes. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have Kat Alioshin and Spike Decker here. And if you have a chance to see their film, Animation Outlaws, good cue, thank you. Just as my mind was going blank.
No, I got it right here.
You put it right there. It's something we all look forward to seeing, and you should too. And
Thank you.
thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.